Welcome back from the desk below. I'm on my giving flowers for my fellow media personalities out there. The gentleman who I'm about to introduce to you next, he's a staple in behind the scenes and music management. He also is a part of the Howard Theater and Kennedy Center doing marketing and promotions for live events. He also has pictures of probably all of your favorite rappers. I just want to put that out there. But lately, he's been coming in to his own game now too with media with his platform named the Conduit. This gentleman has a lot of knowledge. I actually found him through a Rock Marciano interview. I was like, I would love to build with the man. And what made me really start paying attention more is when he said that was one of the best shows on Twitter. So that means a lot coming from somebody like him. Man, without further introductions, man, I gladly present Baba. He's also a personality from the Conduit. So, man, y'all in for a treat with this one.
Hello, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate that. Man, I love how you doing.
So, man, when I did my research on you, you manage an actor from one of the most iconic TV series I've ever made.
Oh, yes.
So, for the people who don't know, if you don't know The Wire, you're definitely tuning into the wrong show. People going another way, world going another.
Exactly.
So I would like to talk about your start. Oh, actually, would your start with Tray Chaney in your first in the entertainment industry, sir?
Well, I was already by that time when I had linked with Mr. Tray Chaney. That was October 2015. It was for the 20-year anniversary Million Man March, and he was actually on the opening bill for Big Daddy Kane and Rakim. And the DJ who I was working with at the time, one of my mentors, Mr. DJ Zoo, you know, he was the one who helped bring Rakim to the theater, and they added, you know, Big Daddy Kane to the show. And of course, Tray Chaney was opening for him. I was always following Tray via Twitter. You know, we were always following each other, you know, via social media, but at that time we haven't met in the physical.
Okay.
And, you know, I was just more so a huge fan of the show The Wire, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course.
Exactly. For him to, you know, connect with me via social media. And if you know, Tray Chaney, if you follow him, he always engages with his fans, you know what I'm saying, with his peers. He's very personable, easy to engage with. So when we found out that evening that he was going to be opening for Big Daddy Kane, I was just totally psyched. So I told him, you know, hey, I'll meet you at the theater and so on and so forth. And it happened around sound check. He wanted me to help him during the sound check. And right after helping him during the sound check, and I guess he was seeing how I was moving within the theater, and I wasn't even working at the theater at that time. You know, I was just there. Exactly. I was just there with DJ Zoo, you know, and Rakim. And that evening he asked me to be a part of his squad. And from there, you know, he ended up opening for a slew of legends and Grammy Award winning artists at the historic Howard Theater. I think he opened up for maybe 10 to 15 legends. I can run a couple of them down the line, from DMX to Joey Badass to Marsha Ambrosius.
Oh, wow. Okay. Florida. Wow.
Yes. Bobby Brown, Belle Biv DeVoe, of course, Rakim and Big Daddy Kane.
So was Poot doing sorry to interrupt, was he like rapping or was he doing R&B at the time?
No, Poot was, Tray was always a rapper, you know, entertainer. If you want, you know, you can go back. He has a couple of clips up because he has a documentary coming about his life. And, you know, Tray first started out in, you know, the legendary Apollo Theater by winning a couple contests at an amateur night. And since then, that, you know, it's been burning inside him to be an entertainer, you know, but he also caught the acting bug. And as you can see, he did 5 years straight on The Wire. And, you know, in between that, he was doing a couple of independent films. And, you know, now he's on Saints and Sinners, which is on this, I think, 6th season on Bounce TV.
Yeah.
And he's also been, doing a slew of independent films that he's been producing and directing. So, he literally just he's always been a hustler. He's always carved his own way out, man. So I was just, happy to be a part of the journey with my brother.
So like being behind the scenes, because like I understand you did a lot of behind the scenes, but you didn't actually like immerse yourself into the media game until May 25th, 2020.
Yes, yes. During
And
the pandemic.
yes, sir. And your dear friend Josh Fort was the one who encouraged you to do it?
Yeah, Mr. John Forte,
John Forte, yes,
of
sir.
course, yes, of in affiliation with the Fugees, along with my executive producer and
Mika?
now Mika, they both saw something and told me I should keep going with it. And now we're in our third season of Chopping It Up with the Conduit.
So before we get into the name though, the first season, because I think it was like the UFO feed, you said like the first season was like experimental.
Yes, it was because I come from the live entertainment aspect of things, help host shows, put together events, things of that nature. And of course, when the pandemic hit, everything basically shut down. My last concert and show was March 13th, 2020, and that was with the legendary KRS-One and Kid Capri. And after that, we were all in I would assume some sort of a confused state of what we were gonna do. And I know, my peers in the live entertainment industry were trying to figure out what to do. And, I had a lot of connections, of course, with a lot of these artists who are close friends. So I just decided to reach out to them and see if they would be down to go live with me. And every person that I've reached out to, I have a personal relationship with. And each interview that you might have seen up to now, they've all been, of course, genuine conversations. And
of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thankful to have, those contacts and that kind of love for people to actually, take the time to sit with me for 45 minutes to an hour, just an hour out of their time, you know what I'm saying, to build on things or, answer questions that they probably answered a million times. But, with my interviews, I try to bring in a different way instead of asking, the usual surface questions. You know what I mean? I try to really dig deep and do the knowledge and, just more so get the information for myself because there's some things that I haven't.
Yeah, that you want to know too.
Yeah, that I want to know too. But, I never sat down and had to ask them because most of the time we were all either working together or we're partying and having fun together. So I'm not thinking about asking them who was their first influence or
you're always having fun, like can't be like halfway. It's like yo, what was the first beat you were on? She's like, yo, man,
exactly, exactly. Yeah. So
what I like about
now we're in our
third season. Ahead. Oh yeah, you guys are in the third season. I was going to add on to that too. What I like about the show is now too, it mixes in legends with upcoming talent now too, and you don't really see like much shows like doing now. Like most media will be like, we want the well-known guests. Like you don't really see media be like give like a platform to like somebody like an Ankle John or like or shout out to Rim DeVille, that's my guy right there, or even like that's what I like about, because if you listen to the music, you want to hear what they have to say outside of the music.
Exactly.
So when you're listening to somebody like an Ankle John or like a Rim DeVille, it's no denying that they're a part of this new renaissance that we're in now too, where it's not focused on the beat anymore. It's like lyrics are actually meaning something again. Not to say that they didn't, but at a time people are focused on that, high hits, trap pitch noise. So what makes you like want to have these young individuals on your platform now to mix it in with legends like OC or Thurston Howard III?
Well, my reasoning for, intertwining the young MCs is because they're actually carrying on tradition. And, I know most platforms, of course, you want to get, they get all the legends and they keep it, I guess, at that one space of how they want to do it.
Yeah.
it's only right to give, you know, the youngins their flowers now too, because they're actually out here doing it independently, and a lot of it with no machine or no backing, and a lot of it is coming from pure hustle and love for the game. I have to thank my young god, Uncle John, for putting me on to these, you know, young MCs to, you know, who I'm managing now is a Fly Anakin, and I always been down with Rim, because peace to my brother Sean P. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally family right there, and from UFO Feed to Crime Apple to Rome Streets to Chez Noir. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you said, these are the ones who are help carrying on this invisible renaissance, as my brother Sunez would say, the God would say. So it's just a matter of making sure that they get their recognition. And I also want them to know that, our platform just doesn't focus on the legends, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these young kids that are doing the game now are, will be legendary in due time. And I just wanted to, I guess, we wanted to be the ones to help at least give them a platform where they knew that they can come to and they can spit what they wanted to spit, talk about what they wanted to talk about, and not have to go through the necessary politics of trying to get on, you know what I'm saying, on somebody else's big platform where they normally wouldn't get a look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like what you said, like they are gonna become future legends now too, because you can see somebody like a Rome Streets. I remember being early on him in like 2019 when
yes,
he released Nose Candy. Now he's like got like, I remember like when that DJ Muggs, people were just like, "Yo, did you hear Rome Streets?" I was like, "Yeah, we heard of Rome Streets."
Right. Like we've been knowing about him, but it's a beautiful thing when the new fans find out about who he is. It's just, and that's what you want to do. You want to continue to grow the culture, but you want to make sure it's grown in the right way. You know what I mean? I'm 48 and I've seen a lot of things. I've been a part of a lot of things, and I'm fortunate to still be here now to add on to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh wow, I did not know you that much wiser than me. Wow, so you actually got to like see, like you got to witness park jams. Like that's something like you would never get to like replicate in hip hop ever again.
Well, I necessarily personally haven't got to witness, park jams, but I remember when Breaking 1 and Breaking 2 came out. I remember the feeling when Beat Street came out, and I remember people in my neighborhood, rocking the wristbands with the spikes and trying to get the hammer pants so they can spin on the linoleum, because they were just watching the movies with somebody rocking some, Pumas with fat laces. I was fortunate to catch on in the early 90s where at my college, I was able to witness, A Tribe Called Quest and watch them perform the Low End Theory in full. I get to watch Naughty by Nature visit our campus and run amok on our campus, plastering the sticker, "You Down with OPP," and then them going in there, performing their first album in full. MC Light coming to our school. A young Tracy Morgan before he was even on Martin. I mean, I've witnessed it. I witnessed, Super Cat opening for Gangstar for $5.
Wow.
Wu-Tang in 93, Big and Jay-Z in 93. Like I witnessed all of this stuff when they were doing college tours. And I was fortunate to be at a college where, they would visit. I went to school with Grab Lover. That's my brother, Pete Rock's younger brother. The younger brother, of course, Pete Rock. So we will witness, Gangstar coming to our campus, Brand Nubian coming to our campus.
And performing albums in full, like that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. So to be a part of that, and then just to, just witness certain things, but then to turn around to become a part of it, it's been a blessing all in itself.
Now, like what I like about your career now too, you got to like witness and like experience, because I still got to experience too in the late 2000s, but like as the digital age goes, you start to think about, we will never be able to go into a store and experience like buying a CD again and having like that same feeling of like Because you could just get everything like, oh, should I get Conway or Benny? Now you can just hear both of them.
Exactly.
So when you're coming up buying albums now too, like how did you know like which ones that you wanted to like actually check out? Because like I remember our source was like the source or like Double XL's, like we read the reviews on it.
Okay. Well, coming up for me during that time, it was either word of mouth or somebody had, somebody's mixtape at that time, or, dub tape.
Ah, yes.
Or we will watch Video Music Box.
Okay, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Music video, Uncle Ralph was a huge source. So, that's how I got to learn about the Big Daddy Kane and the EPMD and Special Ed and the Biz Markie Vapors. Cause, we would come home from school at 3:00 and rush home just to go catch it. And you would catch the same videos in rotation, all week long even when NWA came out to, Straight Outta Compton, all that good stuff. So, I was also fortunate, I had an older brother, was into hip hop, and he's the one who bought me one of my first tapes, and it was Heavy D, Big Timers.
Oh, wow, that's classic.
You know what I'm saying? So, he was the one who would take me to a Kent Mill Records or a Waxy Maxie's or the Wiz, and I can go there and fumble through tapes or vinyl. And I came up in the era of, liner notes and things of that and dedications and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's where a lot of my intel came from. It was either word of mouth or somebody's mixtape or watching Uncle Ralph coming home after school.
And see, like, even like seeing like, and then going to college and see like an early Jay-Z or Biggie and just see what they accomplish. It's like, I seen these guys when they were first starting out. Like R.I.P. to Big though, but like to see what
exactly.
But to see what Hove can accomplish, like another part is about your journey now too. I like to say it's destiny now too, is your relationship with the great Combat Jack. Now,
yeah,
he was one of my idols when it comes to media, because he showed me that it's okay to collaborate with your peers, because he has an episode with like Daryl Brown, Elliot Wilson, and somebody else, but it's like a little slaughterhouse of podcasts. It's not like sitting there and having fun. And I believe when Reggie passed, that we never really got to see like that type of engagement with podcasters or an artist, because his Black Rob, rest in peace to Black Rob too.
Yeah, like, rest in peace to Black Rob too. Yeah.
You go back and listen to those interviews, and it's like these gents ain't here with us anymore, and it makes the interview so much more special. But it also, it's kind of heartbreaking too, because it's like I wish more people would bring up Combat.
I mean, I don't know if you don't see it, but from the circle that I'm in and from the people that I see.
I mean, like an upcoming, like you see a lot of these upcoming like I know John.
Yeah, because
they'll acknowledge him, but like somebody completely new, like a Trap Lord Ross, they don't even know who it is. Like, come on, you guys, this guy is who you are.
I know what you mean, because we're in a culture. I think we're in a culture where they people just keep trying to rewrite history.
Yeah.
And that's where it's your duty, my duty, along with our other peers, to make sure that we keep, their names ringing out here. You feel what I'm saying? So they already know what it is with me when it comes to Osei. And that's what I affectionately called my brother, when he was here in this realm. You know what I'm saying? And he's still here in another realm, passing on his energy, because his work is coming through me. It's coming through you. And it's coming through a lot of these, people who found podcasting during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Or even to the ones who are high profile now. They may not say it enough, but trust me, if you pull them up, they know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
They know who the father of this is, as far as that's my opinion, because that's how I started learning about podcasts and learning and getting to love podcasts, just even different genres of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
It's not always listening about hip hop and stuff. Like, I'm learning about other cultures and Then there's podcasts on murder mysteries that they're trying to solve.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
You know what I'm saying? So he opened me up to a whole new world of media, and now that I'm a part of it, I just want to make sure that I do it in good and righteous fashion.
He'd definitely be proud of you. Definitely.
Yeah.
So how did you know him when he was a lawyer, like coming up, or like did you meet him like when he was in media?
No, I didn't know him when he was a lawyer. I got to meet Combat back was it 2000, 2014, maybe 2015.
Okay.
Through my good friend Jay Slayer, aka Josh. He's the one who first introduced me to my brother Dallas Penn, then introduced me to Premium Pete, and then that in turn introduced me to Osei. And once me and Osei, met.
Yo, because you guys have so many pictures together. Like I see on the screen, like there's pictures of him on the screen of him and Combat Jack, and it looks like you guys always had a blast. Like every picture you guys see each other, you guys just seem so happy.
Yes, that's what he was about. Always, making sure that you had a good time, but then at the same time, there was always a level of seriousness, of making sure that the task would, I guess, be done at hand or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fortunate to, do some things with him and help contribute to the show a couple of times. And he was just a great mentor, a great, a brother. He was a brother.
How Sean Price always had his wife with him every time that you would see him, and we're
Yeah.
there. But do you think that he made it cool to become married in hip hop? I always say he did.
I mean, I'm not. I don't know if it was him necessarily that made it cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not something that I ever looked for or looked at. You know what I'm saying? Or has had to be a criteria or whatever.
Oh yeah, because he was your brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He's just he was just real with his. You know what I'm saying? And he loved Burn to Death, and whenever I see them come out to events. You know what I'm saying? They really they're chilling. You know what I'm saying? And he, and he's not being disrespectful, like cutting off people, but people can tell the energy. He's there with his, his wife, and they trying to enjoy the time. Those are some of my fondest memories of Sean.
Even like I always say, like Duck Down, everybody who is affiliated with Duck Down or is with Duck Down, they're a pinnacle in hip hop because they lasted to what Sunny's like to call through the dark ages.
Yes.
Now we're in the Renaissance, the invincible Renaissance era, and it's like we go back and listen to their music, like Enter the Stage, and it's like it aged so well, especially like
so well.
Now, especially like the climate we're in now. It's like I love seeing these other kids on Twitter be like, "Yo, I just found this album, Enter the Moon," and it's like, how come I didn't hear this before? It's like, are you listening to great stuff, kids?
Yeah. Yes, they're definitely shout out to my Duck Down family, man. They're the ones who, from Satori and Guy, from letting Black Moon give me my first show, you know what I'm saying? Then to of course having shows with Sean Price, and Helter Skelter. We would always have them come down, to the DC and Baltimore area to do shows with us, along with, my brother Smith and Wesson. So like it's crazy how, I was coming up in 94 playing, what was it? I forgot it was NHL hockey on Sega. And
Sega Genesis, yes, sir.
Yeah, Sega Genesis, and Enter the Stage was definitely, one of the top albums at the time. And then to turn around for them to be literally like family members, it's just it's mind-boggling sometimes, but at the same time, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, man. They've been a huge influence.
And like, I like how you're grateful too, instead of be like, yeah, their family, but like, yo, it's like it's mind-boggling too. It must like, I bet when you look back a lot of your old pictures, like with like iconic figures like Slick Rick, like I bet you like that. Like even there's a picture with you and Stead Prez,
Like, and you just seem like you're on top of the world when you work with these guys. And I bet you that's like those moments are priceless right there.
Yeah, they're definitely priceless, but like with Slick Rick, that one, like that was iconic because, I didn't even ask the God to wear his chain. You know what I'm saying? Like my guy Tray Chaney opened up for him that night, and he was gracious in us seeing him again because it was like my third time working with with Slick because he had always performed at the Howard Theater. You know what I'm saying? And we were supposed to do some other things outside of the Howard Theater, but scheduling and certain things just didn't match up. But we were always cordial with each other, whether it was, his wife through email, which is his manager, or whenever they came in town. And, his main man who runs the security, my homie G Money. So yeah, so they always, been family. But, when he asked me if I wanted to wear the chain,
hell yeah, that's like Rick.
like, dude, are you serious, Slick? You letting me like rock your chain? Like, I remember coming up watching him, Teenage Love and Children's Story, and and the funny thing about it, it was, the show that got me into hip hop. It was the song of the show with Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick. Like, I remember hearing it for the first time on the radio, and it was on this old school station called WDJY, 100 FM back in DC, and they were playing the top 7 at 7, and the show would come in at #1 all the time. And I remember catching it, I think on the third night that it was getting #1, and that song I was hooked ever since. And then to turn around to this man let me don his truck jewelry.
Yeah.
That
wasn't light. That was pretty heavy. That's
oh yeah, it was definitely heavy in truck. I have 2 different pictures of that, and one where it seems like I might be like the chain literally has me leaning. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I seen. Yeah,
that's the one, right? Yeah. So yeah, man. Shouts to Slick Rick, Team Eye Patch. What up?
Shout out to Slick Rick, the legend right there.
Yes.
Babu, I really do appreciate your time, man. And I want you to take this advice I'm about to give you. I want you to keep going, and I want you to always say, "Will I get this interview?" I always want you to say, "When will I get this interview?" No, never. Because I know that you have the strong passion, and you want to document this culture properly, and we need more brothers like you.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Lo, man. You definitely the first, of this renaissance of podcasting, amongst our peers, where you actually, interviewing the interviewers. You know what I'm saying? And it was an honor and a pleasure to even get that message from you, to even want me to be on your platform. And
of course,
I thank you so much, man. Peace to the people over there in Canada. I hope one day we get out there with the podcast to do a live show.
I'll be coming down there to New York one day.
Okay, that'll work, man. But yeah, like with that being said, my DM is always open if you have questions or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, me as a 5%er, we always supposed to do our duty is to teach. You know what I'm saying? And if I can be righteous and make sure I can add on to your life cycle in any way possible, don't hesitate to, reach out and ask for whatever it is.
Definitely will, my brother. Now, is there anything that you want to let the people know, like where to find like a website or something where to support you before I let you go? I'll put in all the links for your website at the link by the bottom. So all you have to do is click. Yeah,
thank you. They can, of course, the handle Baba_LP_7 for Twitter or for IG. They can go to choppinituppodcast.com, which was just recently launched, and catch all episodes there. And if you can scroll to the bottom, you have to check out some of our sponsors. And if you would like to become a sponsor, just hit me up in the DM or hit up on Twitter, and we'll make sure we do it outright. Shout out to my artist Fly Anakin. We got some dope stuff coming very, very, very soon. Also from Pimp Pie, we really got some stuff coming very, very soon. Stove Jesus to be exact.
I'll be teasing now on Twitter, man.
Yes, be on the lookout for that because we still got some music coming from the Pimp Pie that's gonna surprise a lot of people. But yeah, that's what we're working with. And then of course, more chopping it up with the Conduit podcast, man. We're gonna try to keep diversifying this thing.
I can't wait to see what else you have in store. With that being said, this is Good Brother right here. I invite everybody to tap in who's tapped in from the desk below. My guy, Baba.
Peace and love to everybody. Thank you, love.